Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. I took the day off yesterday from publishing another flight because I was trying to get a few things to work and struggled a little bit. But I think the good news is I am not only on YouTube, but I'm also up and live on Twitch. And I think these videos are probably safe for like 2 weeks on Twitch, but they'll be like forever on YouTube. So that's kind of cool. Today is the first real test of that, so I hope it goes well. When it gets to the flying part, I have to admit, I did do a test flight and I kind of failed pretty miserably and crashed pretty hard. But what I want to do at this point is instead of boring everyone with these tutorials, I think I want to actually try flying, right? Let's see if we can't take off from Solberg Airport in New Jersey and fly about 10 miles or so to the west to Sky Manor Airport in New Jersey. It shouldn't be all that long of a video, so hopefully it's not too painful to watch. And let's see how I do. I am not an expert by any means. You are on the journey with me to learn how to fly. So that's what we're doing here. I did figure out a few cool things that I do want to show you. So one is simply that I don't really have to go through all the checklists. I know I showed you how to do the pre-flight and how to do the run-up and all this stuff. But when it comes to just like making a video to show like how are we doing, are we learning, are we getting better, like that's a lot of drudgery for you folks to sit there and watch. So what I learned is I could just come to the Cessna on here and say auto start and boom, we're up and running. It will take care of everything for me. It'll turn on the radio stack, it'll set the mixture, it'll turn on the battery and the alternator. It basically does everything I needed to do, except I do want to get rid of the yoke so I can see these lights and switches. It turns on the beacon, it turns on the nav light. Okay, I know I want to do all that. So fine, just let this thing do it. The other thing I found is under equipment, I have map. And the map is actually quite cool. It's almost like a mini GPS. This thing also has GPS, so I gotta figure that out, but I'm not there yet. But you'll see once I take off, this is me at Solberg Airport, November 51. And I'm gonna fly over here to Sky Manor, November 40. This little yellow T is my airplane. So you can watch me as I fly and it'll show like how I'm doing. Over here on November 40, it's really hard to see, but down here in like pink and white is the actual runway. So the runway configuration is landing this way. So I want to come in from the south and hit the pattern, fly the pattern and land. That's the plan. It sounds easy, but it is crazy hard. And then I think the only other thing I need to tell you is that I've done a little research on November 40, and what I can tell you is I want to land on runway 25, which is 250-degree heading, which is almost west. West is 270. The elevation of that airport is 558 feet above sea level. So my altimeter, this little guy right here, it's set right now for 200 or just shy, 195 feet. That is the elevation of Solberg. But when I get over here to Sky Manor, I'm going to be on the ground at 560. So I need to compensate for that, and I need to plan accordingly. What I'm going to shoot for, and trust me, probably not going to happen, I want to enter the pattern at Sky Manor at around 1,500 or 1,600 feet above elevation. That'll put me 1,000 feet above the runway. And then I'll descend that 1,000 feet as I fly the pattern and come into land. Okay, so that all said, let's give it a go. Let's get this thing going. All I really need to do is release the parking brake and go full throttle. Oh, I want to do one last thing too, which is I think if I do Shift X, I can zoom out, and then regular X, I can zoom in. So I think if I zoom out, I can see better. I can see the dashboard, and I can see out the windshield and down the runway. So I'm going to try that and see how I do. Okay, let's go. Full throttle. Let's get this thing off the ground if we can. I know it's going to pull to the left, so I'm going to immediately be trying to anticipate, and I want to put in a little bit of nose wheel to the right to try and stay down the center of the runway. As you can see, I'm not staying center. I'm actually veering quite a bit to the left. Once we get to 55, I should be able to rotate and take off. All right, I'm really... Oh, okay, that means I'm in danger of stalling. But I think the... Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's not overdo it. Nice and gentle. Oh boy, this thing is like flinging me all over the place. So, all right, easy on the elevator. Oh boy. Stop. Relax. No, nice and easy. All right, now we're into a decent climb. I don't know, my heading is not good. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's better than crashing. Once we get up to elevation, I can back off on the throttle a little bit. And I think from what I tried yesterday, I think this airplane will be a lot more manageable. With all this power and that prop like spinning like crazy, I think it's giving me a little hard time. All right. That beeping is that I'm about to stall. You can see my airspeed is super low. All right, I'm slowly getting up there. This is challenging, but it's slowly happening. So if I let go of this stick, it right away bends to the left, which I don't want it to do. I think I can do like some trimming on this to make it a little bit easier to fly. Oh boy, my airspeed is dropping pretty quick because I am... come on, what's it doing? Stop doing that. Alright, now I'm fairly level, which is what I want to be, and then right away it snaps to the left. Alright, I do want to come up a little more elevation. Or a little more altitude, I should say, not elevation. They're similar. Elevation is like a point on the ground, and altitude is, up in the air. All right, what am I doing here? I want to head to the west to get to Sky Manor. My heading should be around 264. That's not what I'm doing right now. Alright, that was kind of a strange view. I don't know why it did that, right? But oh, I'm slipping. I need to put a little more rudder. Alright, I'm coming up almost to west. Oh, yeah, almost to west. I went past west a little bit, so let me come back. You guys thought this was going to be easy, right? It's anything but. It's pretty hard. I'm going to back off on the throttle a little. And I think this airplane will become a little more manageable. And I can fly a little more in control instead of slapping all around like you see me doing here. All right, this is starting to feel a little better. Again, on this joystick, it's really gentle, right? You don't slam it from side to side. You just put in a little bit of input. All right, for some reason my directional compass, my gyro compass is flickering on and off. I'm not sure why that is. Let me see if I can't put in a little bit of like trim in these ailerons. Tried to program some of the buttons on this joystick so I can do some of this trimming and make it easier to fly, but it keeps wanting to go back to the left, which is really like past south, which is not what I'm trying to do. Let me come back here to the right. I'll pop open that map in a minute, and you'll see how bad I'm doing trying to get over to Sky Manor. All right, so I'm a little above 2,000 feet, which is probably fine if you ask me. I don't really want to go so high. You know, that's not necessary. It's a short flight. It's a very short distance. All right. I think I might have that aileron like trim adjusted a little bit so it stays semi on target. Okay, let's open that map and have a look, see where are we on a map. All right, I'm quite a bit south of November 95, and I want to get over here to the west. So you can see the plane is actually turning to the right, and the map is reflecting that. So let's see if we can't like slow it down a little bit. I still have 2,000 feet of elevation. I probably want to go just a tad bit more on that trim so that I don't keep losing altitude. I keep saying elevation when I mean altitude. All right, this heading that I'm on right now will intersect the airport just to the south of the airport, but it'll set me up pretty nice to enter the pattern. So I'm going to keep going exactly like I am. And it should do pretty good. Okay, I mean, we're still there. This feels so much better right now that I got that trim on the aileron sorted out. It doesn't keep flinging me to the left. Like, can't imagine why it would do that unless it's something that's sort of known about this airplane, this aircraft, that it does that. I would hope it remembers from flight to flight. Like if I set that the last time, I shouldn't have to start all like crazy and set it again. I should be able to take off nice and straight. All right, I'm still feeling like I'm losing altitude slowly. I can gain altitude one of two ways. Either I can add power, or I could raise the nose. Both kind of together will cause the plane to either climb or dive. If I just raise the nose and I don't adjust the power, it will climb a little, but it will also slow down. I'll lose airspeed. If I just add power and I don't raise the nose, I will gain airspeed. So, I mean, you really want to find the balance. I feel pretty comfortable here. I don't want to like run this engine full tilt. I can see as I'm talking to you and losing my focus here, I'm drifting a little bit towards the left, which I don't necessarily want to do. I want to kind of pretty much stay right on this heading right here, which is hard to read on that instrument. It's a little bit north of west. That's what I know. So 280. I'm assuming pretty close to 280 is where that is. Now it feels really good. My vertical speed indicator is right at 0, so I'm not climbing or descending. My ailerons are almost okay. I keep going slightly to the left here, so I might want to put in a couple more notches of trim in the ailerons. Let's see what that does. Yeah, we're coming around. And we'll try and level off here. And it's still a tad bit, so let's go one notch back. Okay, I think we're doing good. I think we're doing all right. We're not gaining altitude. We're not losing altitude. We're not drifting too far off course. I have to admit, when it comes to this part, I think I'm doing okay. I'm going nice and straight and level. My instructor would be proud. Now, when we get to the airport and try to land, I think that's going to be another story. Sometimes it's difficult if you can't get a visual out the windshield as to where that airport is. So the map is really helping me. It's almost working like a GPS right now. Kind of showing me that I am going in the direction that I want to. Once I get closer, I'll slow it down a little bit and try and enter the pattern pretty accurately. I can't guarantee it. And then if I have a nice, smooth, controlled descent, when I get to the threshold of that runway, I should be able to, slow it down a bit. I think I'll go ahead and put some flaps in when I get there. I really need to read up on this airplane. I haven't had time to do all of that, like the landing checklist. I'm pretty sure it's got me adding some flaps so I don't stall going into land. That way I can slow down and take a nice, slow, controlled. Hey, I think I see the airport, and the reason I say that is because there is a electric tower, electric power lines, and there's a tower just at the beginning of the runway, and I can see it on the very right edge of the screen. So I think we're coming in. I will try and stay on this heading for a little bit more, and then what I want to do is bank around to the right, and that'll enter my pattern. I'm actually a little closer than I want to be based on what I see out the windshield, but I think I can save it. I think I'm okay. I'm going to go ahead and and reduce power just a hair and see if it'll start to descend a little bit for me. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Not perfect by any means, but like I say, I'm still new at this, so you gotta cut me some slack. And we're gradually coming down. I would like to hit this pattern at about 1,600 feet altitude, and I'm right now at 17. So I feel like I'm doing pretty much okay. All right. So if I'm landing on 2.5, then this leg, the downwind leg, should be 7. 7 is northeast, if you will, or east northeast. And you can see I'm actually coming up on it quite nicely on the map. Alright, I think I'm relatively close. I'm not perfect. I'm more like 6. 7 would be better. I'm still descending nice and gently. Alright, alright. I'm going to go ahead and stretch this out pretty good. You know, I don't need to fly a real tight pattern, especially with those power lines there. This is going to be tricky. So, I'm going to go ahead and fly out a fair amount before I, you know, spin around to the base leg. So, I'm going to go a little bit more. All right. I'm just trying to correct right now. All right, I've come down to 1,200 feet. That's about, I need to get down to around 560, so not so bad. I think it's time to go ahead and try and spin into my base leg. So this is perpendicular to the runway. All right, a little more yet. Okay, not so awful. All right, and then hold this for a second here. And now I think if that map is accurate, I think I better go ahead and turn into final. I'm down to 1,000 feet. I want to clear those power lines, so I don't want to be like too low too early. The runway also has a landing guidance system. So you see you see that tower in front of me there. I'm going to go ahead and cut just a hair, a little bit more off the power. What am I at? I'm at 800 feet. I'm going to add a little power. Actually, I'm going a little too low already. I'm thinking I want to be to the right of the tower. I think I can add flaps at this point. Whoa, whoa. With those flaps, this thing really did come up. So now I can cut more power. Like, you can see where that runway is, man. It's right on the other side of that tower. That tower is a pain in the ass being right where it is. Okay, okay. I'm going to come around the tower. Try and make sure I don't hit it. And then see if I can't get back in line with the runway. That tower really makes this super hard. Okay, okay, not so bad, not so bad. Come on now. Oh, well, there you have it. I believe I crashed. Let me see if I can step outside the plane. Take a look from the outside and see how bad the damage is. Okay. Come on. Aren't you going to step outside? Right. I have the hourglass, so it's thinking about something. Come on, I'm changing the view. Let's go here. Well, as you can see, my landing was not good. Yeah, there's the airplane. So you can see the wheels busted, the wings busted. Yep, landed kind of crooked and cockeyed. So, to sum up, I think I did all right on the takeoff. Not good, not really great. Flew to the left and had a lot of trouble like swinging around, bouncing around, but I didn't crash. I was able to get this thing off the ground. Once we got going and we got our heading correct and everything, and then I think I did pretty good. I actually flew straight and level, so I can't really complain about any of that. That was actually pretty sweet. And then I maybe picked a really difficult airport to land at with that power line and that tower there throwing me off and trying to come around it and land on the runway. That was a disaster. So I don't know. Maybe next time it'll be a little better, and the next time after that. That's all I can say is keep trying, and eventually we'll get it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.